and I started with you. Okay, so hi everyone, how is everyone doing? Let me just introduce this background music. Yeah, I think this is good. And hi folks, how are you? Day 6 of GHW. Man, the days go so fast, so quick. I'm really saddened that it finishes so quickly, but I'm also happy because next month, a new GHW. Definitely looking forward to the next one. But for today, welcome everyone to my stream in GHW security. And if you have seen the announcements, then you know what we are going to build. If you haven't, let me quickly share you the check-in link. So what are we going to do? We are going to build our own password generator and manager. Okay. So please check in here. The link is in the chat right now. And I really liked when I was, preparing for this stream because, uh, it is something which is so trivial, at least in today's date, that, okay, we need a password to log into any and every website we go on to, like most of them, definitely. And Chrome does most of the heavy lifting for us if you're using Chrome. I think even in Firefox, this you can save passwords. Okay, Chrome and Firefox do this heavy lifting for us, and they save our passwords. And I thought, wait, for the part of this GHW security, can I build something similar? And I was able to. And today we are actually going to build that together again. And let me just remove this. Yeah, perfect. So, yeah. So once again, welcome all. And if you have never been in my stream before, then you know I am a big advocate of something called as Replit because I love to do hands-on coding. I really like it when people are doing some hands-on coding with me because then it gives me an idea of, okay, where are you getting stuck and where can I help you out? Definitely. At the same time, it makes the stream more interesting. There is so much of give and take rather than me just talking. Okay, so I really like the conversation that flows in once you start building together with me. So if you want to build it with me and you don't want to set up your local environment, it takes too much of time, I feel, frankly, especially if you are coming from a different background. Let's say you are a Python whiz, and today you decided, okay, today I'm going to do some JavaScript and I'm going to learn React and through the stream. But wait, I don't have Node installed, I don't have this installed. Wait, what do I have to install here or there? In those cases, I really like Replit. So again, as I said, big advocate of it, even though frankly they don't pay me for this. So if you don't have an account on Replit, I would really request you to make one because, as I said, it would be very easy for us to then start building. Very simple to build an account. Just go on create account, sign in with Google, and you're done. That is it. Okay. And once you have done that, uh, what are we going to do? As I said, password manager and step-by-step process is what I like to follow. So how we are going to do this is will dependency issues in Replit. I'll have to actually have a look at what is the error, what is happening before I can actually comment on it. So I'm so sorry. But if we face it today, we'll try and debug it together. Uh, okay, coming back, as you're saying, I like step-by-step process. And what I definitely want to happen is we'll not directly start coding something, we'll not start building something. We'll, step one, visualize what we are going to build. Step two, start building. And step three is add more features, make the code more robust. That is how we are going to do this, which is why I have divided this stream into three parts. So this is part one. uh, Once this stream ends, then 2 hours later I'll have another stream of part two, and tomorrow I'll have a part three of this. Okay, so stream divided into three parts so that we have ample of time to go through everything and not feel left out or not feel it rushed, that hey wait, this was just quickly rushed and I did not have much time to go through it. So with that in mind, and I hope you have created account on Replit, next step is we are going to draw some diagrams. I love diagrams. Okay, I love designs. Now, previously, if you have joined me in my previous stream, you know I always talk about two things, actually three kind of. Number one, have an account on Replit. Number two is, please, even if you are a pro in this, I would request you that you stay back to help others who are very new to this. Okay, when I say this, I mean JavaScript ecosystem, React, what is React, how it works, blah blah blah, all those things. So if you are really pro, you will find this project to be very simple, maybe. But I would still request you to stay back, because you have reached to a, a base where at a certain height, and now I feel it is kind of our unsaid duty or our thing for the community that help others to reach the same height. So as I said, it would be a very basic stream, and we'll build some uh, pieces and join them together. We'll build our password manager, and it would seem very simple, very easy, very basic. But again, if you know all of it, please stay. Please stay. That's all I can say. And so these are the two things. These were the two things. And the third thing that I always do or say is make a drawing on Google Keep. Now, every time I've seen that whenever I make a drawing on Google Keep, somehow I keep losing it, which I don't want to happen again, because, hey, wait, this is a three stream part. And if I lose it, then I'll have to rebuild and rebuild and rebuild, blah, blah, blah. So that is why I've decided to use draw.io this time. Draw.io is really, really, really good. Okay. It gives you so many components which you can kind of pick and drop here, and it's very simple. uh, you can either make an account, or you can also uh, use draw.io without creating an account. And what I'm going to do is we are going to draw this. I will see how we can share. Like normally I share it on GitHub. Everything that we build today and tomorrow will go on GitHub, and further things I'll talk about it later. But let's get started without wasting any further time. Let's get started. People who have joined me right now, I see the numbers have increased. So people who have joined me right now, welcome. I have shared the check-in link in the chat. Okay, it's too big to actually display it this way, but yeah, try and find this check-in link if you have not checked in. And we are going to build our own password generator and manager. We are going to use React.js for building this. If you want to do a hands-on coding, a code along with me, I would request that you create an account on Replit, because I feel it's fastest way. No affiliation with me, mandatory disclosure. And the second thing that we are going to do is first draw it out and use draw.io for it. And once we have drawn what we are going to build, then we'll start building it. It's going to be a basic stream. It will start from basics. Maybe we'll pick up some advanced things in between when we start coding. If you already know this, feel free to stay back and help others. Or yeah, that's all I would say actually. Perfect. So let's get started. Now, you can actually name it anything you want. I'm going to name it what I had thought of naming it, which is password generator dashboard. So that's what I'm going to name it, password generator dashboard. Dashboard, BOARD. Yep. Perfect. So with naming out of our, yeah, there are there are actually two most difficult problems in computer science. Number one is naming variables. Number two is invalidating cache. And next is off by one errors. So, two hardest problems in computer science. We have solved the first one right now, at least for this perspective. Password generator dashboard. We have named it. Now, let's go on and design. So, I'm going to choose this first thing, which is a rectangle, bare minimum, basic. And this would be kind of our page. I can't open draw.io, it keeps redirecting me. Okay, I don't think it's called as draw.io anymore. It has been renamed to this app.diagrams.net. So try this, should work. If it's redirecting you, it's possible that maybe at some point you created an account on this using GitHub, which is why it's trying to log you in via GitHub. So, yep, I would suggest have a look. Yep, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so this will be our home page kind of, and our one and only page. Actually, we'll have a quick title on this like password generator. Let's make it slightly big, and there it is. This would be our title of the page. You can increase the font size and everything by selecting it first. Then on the right hand side, you can find this increase font size option. And yep, that looks good. Perfect. What's the next thing going to be? Uh, hey, we are going to build it only with React. So no backend involved, at least not right now. Yep, maybe by date part 3, once we have completed the bare minimum and we still have time, then we'll try to involve some backend. But right now, only React. That would be the thing that we are going to use. Okay, so that's done. We'll have first thing, we'll of course have some buttons. So in the search shape, which is on your left, on top left, you can find this search shape option. Let me see if I can increase the screen size. Yep, I can. Perfect. So you can search for button on this top left, and you can choose anything. I'm going to choose the most basic primary button, and we'll call it generate password. Okay. So first thing is we'll have a generate password button, of course. Otherwise, how are we going to generate a password? Once the password gets generated, it will show in a box. Okay. So this is the box where it will show the generated password. So if you select something and you double click on in that element, it will automatically bring the text. So you don't have to drag and drop text field every time. Just double click in it. To change the size, you can, yeah, it's very intuitive. Okay. What will this be? This will be our password box, right? This is where the password is going to be shown. And I will just take it on the left hand side. I think it's two left, so add some space there. Okay, so this is the first box. So generate password. Once we click on it, it should show the password in a box that, hey, this is your generated password. Perfect. And what else? We want the ability to copy this password. Like, let's say I'm on some website and I want to take this generated password and paste it over that website. I should have the ability to copy it. So let's go back on the left and search for copy and hit enter. Okay, too many things. Paste. Hmm. Okay, if I search for paste, there's this diagram which looks good. This icon, sorry. So this can be a copy button, kind of like that. So this is our copy button. So let's name it as copy button. Perfect. So we have our copy button. Let me just slightly make, oops, that's too small. Yeah, we'll not name it this way. At least we'll not show a copy button text written below it. But just for our understanding, this is what it is, copy button. What else? So this is the bare minimum, that there will be a button to generate a password, we'll show the password, and there should be a button to copy it. What else can we add? Now, if you have used Chrome, definitely, and you have saved a password, you can find all your passwords by going to Chrome colon slash, what is Chrome colon slash slash settings slash passwords, right? So if you go on this, you can actually find all your passwords there, which is nice, which is good. And we should also create something like that, I feel. So what does it have? It has two things. It has the link to the website and it has the password. So let's create a input box here where we will add the add website URL. This is what we are going to do there. We are going to add the website URL. Too much on the left. Perfect. So this is the box where we'll show the password once we click on generate password. And this is the input box where we'll enter a particular URL. Example, I can enter the URL as mlh.io, https colon slash slash mlh.io, add a password, generate a password for that website, and then we should be able to save it. So let's also search for the save icon. Hmm. I think floppy. Yep, kind of like that. We can take this as a save icon, at least for now. Or what else? Can we search for a download icon? Yeah, this looks like a save icon. So there will be a save icon, of course. Save button. Okay. So till now, we have thought of these things. Generate password, which will generate a password, which is going to be shown here. And we'll have the ability to copy and paste it somewhere. We will also have the ability to actually add a website URL here, generate a password for that particular website, and save it. Now, save it where? Okay. Initially, we can show the output in console log, but I don't know, like, wrong. Let me take back my words. Have you seen something called as IndexedDB? So if you open your console and you go into application, you must have seen local storage. You must have used local storage, session storage. There is something called as an indexed DB. it is basically an in browser database. You can learn more about it, what it is, and uh, yeah, how it works, all those things. And for the purpose of this project, I'm going to use IndexedDB to actually save our data. And just to give you a quick example of how it would look in the browser, you can see it here. They have IndexedDB where they have created a nodes database, inside which they have two things. They have a title and they have a body. So you can think of it as your normal database. Where do you find console? Okay, quick, let me show that quickly. So you can do a right click and go to inspect. If you go to inspect, and then you should be able to see application. If you can't see it, click on this and you should find application somewhere. And in application, you must have local storage, session storage, and you can also find IndexedDB. Does that help? So right click, inspect, and you see the console. So do you see this? Once you have reached here and you can't, like, on the top, you should be able to scroll or to basically find this application tab. If you're not able to find it, you must see, you should be able to see this double arrow. Actually, let me reduce the size and I can show it to you. Yes, this double arrow, and then search for this application. And yeah, you must have this IndexedDB. Sadly, I can't share the link for this, otherwise I would have. But to learn more about IndexedDB, I can share this particular link. Like, what is IndexedDB? So IndexedDB is, as I said, it is a in browser database. And the good thing about IndexedDB is, until and unless you manually delete it, it is going to stay. So on your browser, your own database, which is secure. Why? Because no one else is using it, kind of. And that is what we are going to use for storing our passwords. You could, make this project a bit bigger, take it to maybe store it on PostgreSQL somewhere or MongoDB and everything. But I find the concept of IndexedDB very nice because it gives you a quick idea of how databases work and how you can add things to it, how you can remove things from it. There's a quick question. Cookies stored in IndexedDB? Nope. So cookies are stored in cookies. So a browser has a ton of options. As you can see, like right now, if I'm scrolling through it, there are these things called as service workers, which are basically, uh, you can write a command which will run in the background. It's a second thread to run things. Uh, what storage this website is using there, for storage you have local storage, session storage, IndexedDB, WebSQL, but it has been kind of discontinued in favor of IndexedDB. Cookies are stored in cookies, and then you have these shared storage. You can have cache storage. Does this apply to Microsoft Edge and other browsers as well, or just Chrome? Good question. So I am sure that Firefox has it. I am dicey on whether Microsoft Edge has it, but a quick Google, I think, will help us there. Microsoft Edge indexed DB. Yep, it does. It does. And okay, I now realize, like, kind of, I forgot it, but Edge is now built on Chromium, which is what Chrome is built on. So, yep, you will. This just, oh, don't worry about that. Just it's something that I had opened to show it to you all, and we'll talk about it just later. Right now, you don't need to worry about it. All you need to see is go on a new tab, click on inspect, and try and find this application tab, and just see there should be something called as IndexedDB, which is what we are going to use so much. Okay, coming. It seems like everyone is so interested in this. I am hyped for this session right now. Service worker. Does it have any relation to worker threads which help us use multi-threading in JavaScript? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Indexed databases. Yes. And okay, what else? You can read more about it in detail for the purpose of the project that we are going to build. I'm going to go over it, but just kind of touch base with it and not do a deep dive inside IndexedDB. But I'm sure you'll love it. You'll really like it. Okay, so what else? Okay, so that is where we are going to store our data in IndexedDB. Perfect. And finally, we will also have a table where we will show this data. So kind of like once you store it, you should be able to see it. Okay, so yeah, moving on that principle, uh, saved passwords. Okay, this is where we will show the data. So this can be our ID column. Okay, I made a mistake here. I should first name it. So this will be our, let's say, ID column. This would be our website URL column. This would be our password column. Now we'll do some embellishments in this. We will, yeah, add a bunch of things. But before we add it, we'll kind of discuss it together and then we'll add it. But at the end of everything, this is the bare minimum of what our project should look like. Again, we'll keep coming back to this diagram, which is why I have built it. We'll add some stuff to it. We'll add, like, do some embellishments, as my manager uh, likes to call it. Add some bells and whistles to it. And yeah, we'll modify this, but I hope you all are hyped as I am. Let's get started. Now back to Replit. If you have still not created an account and you want to do hands-on coding with me, please create an account. I can't stress on this enough. Okay, once you have created an account, you would normally be on the home page. On the left hand side, you should find something called as a templates bar. Click on that, and once you have clicked on that, you can go to search templates. Can you make saved passwords scrollable? uh, we'll try. We will definitely try. So one of the ideas that I have is basically make this table scrollable, right? So I can create a quick ideas, and number one is make table scrollable, which is basically like setting up the height, but that good suggestion. Definitely try it. Okay, so one of the ideas that we have right now is make the table scrollable. Okay, coming back. Okay, sorry. Templates. If go on the templates page, the it should be on your left menu, and then here you can search for a template which is React. You will find so many of them. We are going to go with the first one, uh, which is React JavaScript. Now, one of my old running jokes, which I am so sure someday someone will uh, take me up for it, but I'll repeat it. Give it a proper name, a proper description. Because once I deleted my repels, because I thought they are just random things, but it was some code for GHW. So give it a proper name. As you can see, these are the GHW streams I have run. So this would be GHW dash password generator dash React. And you can give it a quick description. I am going to copy paste this and use this template. Okay. Once you have clicked on that use template, you should see something like this. Now I'm going to wait here for 1 minute or maybe less. Would love if someone says that, okay, they have reached till this point, which is not hard, let me tell you. Just go on the templates, search for React, choose the React JavaScript one, give it a name, give it a description, and click on use template. If everyone has reached till that point, then I'm going to go ahead. Yep, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, once you have reached till this stage, this is where things will start getting interesting. Now, step one is if you see this tools, hide it. Okay, just click on that down arrow and you will be able to hide it. Okay, once you have hidden it, then we have more space. It feels good to see all this space. And all you have to do, which is out there, out loud, which is click on this green button. Okay, it's big and bold, and I'm pretty sure it's visible. Click on that green button, run button, and once you have done that, on the right hand side, you'll have something called as a web view, which is nice, but it looks white and plain and empty. Okay, we are going to open it in a new tab. You should find this option as I. Uh, hmm. Now, this is interesting and this is new for me. Is this the error that someone was talking about? Ran out of resources? Oh no, that was a dependency issue. Sorry. Hmm. Okay, doc. Let's go back on there. Even if it says that, I think I just try and close it. Maybe try and reload the page once or twice, and we should reach there. Hopefully. Okay, especially in last 1 month. That's why I think because I have not encountered this, which is why I was so hopeful for Replit. Okay, you can close that tab, come back. That's what worked for me at least. Close that tab, come back and click on open in new tab, and voila, it is like out there. This thing, React plus Vite plus Replit, is coming from this thing that is written here, this main tag. And for the first thing that we are going to do is actually, I'm going to wait. Did others have resource issues? Or well, I had it definitely. If anyone else had it, I think it's all about just reload it, close it, and rerun it. Maybe that's what helps. Okay, come to app.css and remove everything that's there. Once you have removed it, then you can go to the page that you have newly opened, and now all the css is gone. Now for the purpose of styling, what we are going to use is we are going to use tailwind css, which is something I've grown used to. But this thing that someone asked about the gist that I had open, and I'll share the link. There is this 58 bytes of css to look great anywhere. And I was experimenting with it, and this is really, really, really good. You don't have to do too much customization. If you have a bare minimum website, like think of a blogs page, and you want to add some quick CSS, not worry too much about it, you can add this 58 bytes and it would still look really good. Now if you I will share this link in the chat. Now if you scroll down in this page, you will find so many versions. Example, enhanced version with 100 bytes, just 100 bytes of CSS, and it is going to look good. And more 100 bytes. So right now we have reached 200 bytes. And yeah, that's it. Like, it is just really good. Now there is this particular comment from Swix.io. Uh, this person is also a moderator on Reddit, on React.js subreddit. And so his version of this 200 bytes of CSS, I really like it. So if you just copy it and paste it, this is what the final outcome would look like. There are, okay, let me give you a before after. So if you remove all the CSS, see this goes on the top in the left corner. But once you add this particular CSS 200 bytes, this is where it comes down to. Now you can add, like, the person has added I think the perfect amount of margin and padding to all the things. There are a few changes that I like to do. Number one is this max width. Currently it is at 70 characters. I increase it to 80 characters. So just there is more space for, out of the whole screen, there is more space occupied by the characters, if that makes sense, the text that I am going to write. Second change that I like to do is this color and font family. I take it right at top so that everything has the same color and same font family. And the third thing that I like to do is just reduce this padding margin, this margin on H1, H2, H3. Reduce it to 0.4 m. Okay, good question. How did I get lines 11 to 17? So if you go on this gist that I had shared, scroll down till you find Swix, and his 200 bytes is what you need. Okay, but I do make a few changes. Number one is I increase the max width from 70 characters to 80 characters, and I add some this change this margin for H1 to H6 the heading tags, and this is what it finally looks like, at least for me. And I really like it. So but for the purpose of today's project and part 2 and part 3, we are going to use Tailwind, but I thought this would be a really nice resource to share with everyone. If you are unaware of it, looks good. It is really good. Okay, now coming back, this was just to show it to you how it looks like. You could add, some h1 tag, hello world, and some p tag, GHW. I like it. I like it, frankly. And it's like soothing to the eyes, and it's what do you call responsive enough, I would say. So yeah, that is one of the reasons why I like really like it. But okay, coming back once again, remove it. Okay, we are not going to use it, at least not right now. And what we are going to use? We are going to use, as I said, Tailwind CSS. So let me open the website for Tailwind CSS. I will share the link in the chat for everyone. Now, Tailwind CSS, we are, once you have opened it, let me wait for like 5 seconds here. Should also give a countdown, it seems. Click on the get started. Okay, now this is very important. Also, I think it's too bright. Let me just change it to a dark theme. Okay, click on the get started. So if you are on home page, click on get started and go to the framework guides. Okay, my mouse is like currently on it, hovering over it. Click on the framework guides option. Once you click on it, the third option right now is Vite, which is what we are using. So click on that, and we are using React, so it's already selected on the React option. I'll actually also share this direct link for someone, so how to reach here directly, kind of. Now the first step is to create a project, which we already have. Our project is already created, so we don't need to run these two commands. We will start directly from this install CSS command. Let me increase the size a bit. So install Tailwind CSS. This is where we are going to start from. Step one, copy this. So just select it, Control C or Command C if you're on Mac, and go on your, what's this called? Replit. Sorry, I am very bad with names, things that I forget. So go on Replit, go on this shell option. Currently, you should be in console. Go on the shell option. Let me increase the size of the shell. So there is this shell option, which is where you can paste the commands that we just copied. So paste here and hit enter. That's all you have to do. Paste it there and hit enter. Once you do that, you will see what you're looking on my screen, and it is going to install Tailwind CSS. It is going to install Post CSS. It is going to install Auto Prefixer. So it is going to install all three, and it is going to install it as a dev dependency. Now, what is a dev dependency? If you are new to this whole ecosystem, then let me just quickly give a quick overview. So there are two kinds of things. One is a dependency and one is a dev dependency. A dev dependency is more of a libraries required by the developer. It doesn't have to be pushed out to production. Okay, necessarily doesn't have to be necessarily pushed out to production. When I say production, what I mean is, you don't when you host the website, let's say, and the whole world comes and visits your website, they don't need to see Vite or TypeScript bundled as a part of the project. Your project can run without them. So that is what is kind of a dev dependency. Question: we copy the Tailwind CSS in the terminal itself. So uh okay, I meant like copy this thing. Okay, copy this, come on Replit, go to shell, paste it there and hit enter. So once you do that, it is going to install it, this shell option in Replit. This is where you have to put it and like hit enter and install it, and it is going to install Tailwind CSS, and it is going to install this caret. This is called as a caret symbol. Okay, that up arrow, 3.3.2, and it has also installed this Post CSS 8.4.24. It has also installed this auto prefixer, and that is 10.4.14. Okay, so it will install these three things, the latest version. Now once you have done that, and I think this is really important for anyone who is in the JavaScript ecosystem, in React do I hit run after paste? Oh, no, just hit enter. So once you paste it, just hit enter button. Okay, Once you have done that and once it gets installed, you'll find this. Normally we tend to ignore it, and if I'm running it locally, is the code on the left supposed to appear? Oh no. So to reach on this code, the code I have on left, if you go on your files and you go to this packager files, you should have this package.json. If you click on it, that is how it is going to open this thing. Okay, there's a question. If I'm running it locally by creating a new React app, is Vite automatically installed and working, or is it a replit thing? It's a replit thing, but if you want to install Vite, you can go for Vite.js. Let me close this. You can go on get started, and this is what you have to do. Like the guide is here: npm create Vite at latest, and then instead of a Vue one, you have to use the React one. I will paste it for you. So step one, like go on this website. Step two is run npm create Vite at latest, and step three is, and this is with a fair assumption that you have npm more than 7. This will change to React, and this would be my, not my, let's call it as password dash manager dash app template React, and then cd into okay, my bad. I should have added 1 2. Okay, so what's your username? Your username is champ sultan bro. Yeah, I think I got it right. Yeah, so 1 2 and 3. So one is the website to read. Step 2 is the command that I copied from here. Step 3 is I have made a fair assumption that you have npm 7 and up, and you have to basically run this, and I have given it to you. So if you can run the third part, which is npm create Vite at latest, uh, password dash manager dash app, then a extra slash dash dash, then space dash dash template React, and then cd into it, then that's how you can basically have Vite installed and have a new project created, and then from there you can go on. Okay, so yeah, I was talking about this. I'm so sorry for going off track. We were talking about this severity thing. So we copy and paste all of this in shell. Not for you, not for F shift 1 2 3 4 5. That is just for uh, Champ Sultan, bro. Okay, so yeah. Hmm. These severity, these vulnerabilities. Now, normally we tend to ignore it, but this vulnerability is quite severe. It's a high severity, and we will try to resolve it so that even you have a fair amount of idea of how you can resolve any issues in packages. So what is the issue actually? Let's first do that. So it says that there is this high severity vulnerability. To address all the issues, run this and run npm audit for details. So that's the first thing that we are going to do. We are going to do npm audit. Once you run this npm audit, and I would request everyone to do this because yeah, it's a severe thing. So once you run npm audit, you will find this npm audit report Vite 1 to 4, 4.1.0 to 4.1.4. There's a severity and there is this problem. Okay, and it also gives a link. So if you open that link, you will find that there is this problem where Vite can access restricted files. Okay, so if you go, let's say, have a local host and you do a slash dot env, then it will say that, oh, you are not allowed to access dot env file here. But uh, instead of a single slash, if you actually add a double slash there, as you can see here, then you can see everything that is a secret that you should not be able to see. You can see it. So we are going to bypass this issue, not bypass, we are going to fix this issue in Vite. And the fix is basically increase the version. Okay, I think it's written so patched versions. So these are the Vite versions. If you have, then you are not going to face this issue. 4.3.9, if you have 4.3.9, then you're not going to face this issue. It is fixed in 4.3.9. Yeah, as you can see here, it's clearly written. This issue is fixed in these Vite versions. So that is what we are going to do. We are going to upgrade our Vite version to 4.3.9. How do we do that? We go to our package.json. So if someone has not reached this part, now there are multiple ways to fix it. One way to fix it is this npm audit fix. Okay, that is, I think, easiest and best way to fix it. I'll also show you how to do it manually. So go to your package.json file. You can find it in this packager files, package.json. Find this Vite and you can change this to 4.3.9. Okay, that is what you have to do. Why 4.3.9? Because that is where the fix is. It is fixed in this latest version 4.3.9. So just change the version number to 4.3.9. That's how you're going to fix this 11 to 27. Oh, this is a separate file. Do you have, like, can you go to the package.json file? If you are not able to find it, it's probably behind this tools. So first this and this, and that's how you'll have, you should be able to see this. Okay, I hoping when you say you clicked on the JSON, yep, and this is what should open, and this is what I don't see app.c. Oh, that was open previously. You can close it. Yep, this is what we're looking at. No problem. Perfect. So change the Vite version to 4.3.9. Whatever version you are in, change it to 4.3.9. Then we will not have this high vulnerability. Once you have done that, then you have to install all the packages again. How can you do that? Just run npm install. So there's this question. I did not question. Comment. I did it through npm audit fix, but it doesn't update the version in package JSON. Is that fine? Yes, it is fine, and I'll tell you the reason why. This caret symbol plays an important role. So this caret symbol, what it says is take any version higher than whatever is listed here. So previously it was listed as 4.3.9, 4.1.1, I think. And when you do a npm audit fix, internally it changes the version, upgrades it to 4.3.9, but it doesn't change the package JSON, which is why I suggested, like, add it here in package JSON manually. Because now if you share this code with someone, they will think you have 4.1.1, uh, which they are wrong right now, definitely. So that is why I would prefer that if you are trying to fix anything by upgrading the package version, come to package JSON, change the version there manually, and do a npm install again. Okay, once you have done that, now let's run npm audit again to see if we still have any vulnerabilities. And as you can see, now we have 0 of them. I hope everyone understood what I was trying to do here. We started from this particular point where there is this high severity vulnerability. I can't see the contents of shell until and unless I select them. Is this? I am not sure. Uh, shell. I don't know. I would say please Google it because I am seriously not sure. Um, I'm so sorry. I am not so sure about it. Like, why is that happening or how can we solve it? Okay. Now, if you're going to think that, hey, we haven't even started the project and what is this guy talking about? I'm so sorry. But I think, as I said, step by step process. Now you know how to resolve any issues that you see. Uh, Best way that I have found is whenever you find some, whenever you see something like this in your console, when you do a npm install or something, uh, do a npm audit, find the packages that have these vulnerabilities, and once you have found those packages, then just go to a new tab and search for that package, read, and then search for vulnerability, and then search for sneak. So these are the keywords. Once you have searched for this, you should go to this security.sneak.io, and there it tells you like, okay, there is this issue. Okay, which versions have the issue, which versions are fixed. It gives you this nice table. Okay, this nice table, and that I think is enough to let you know. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Very much welcome. Okay, so I think that these three things, name of the package, vulnerability, sneak. Okay, these three things, Google it, go to this security.sneak.io, scroll down, and you will find this nice little table which will tell you that, okay, this has one high vulnerability, C is critical, one is medium, M is medium, L is low. Okay, so there's this high vulnerability, and which versions has it. 4.3, 4.3.8 has it, 4.3.7 has it, which doesn't have it, 4.3.9 doesn't have it. Another one I would say, example, React scripts. So this is also a library. React scripts, uh, vulnerabilities also is fine, and sneak. Okay, keywords. That's what I keep talking about. And then you can see, wow, this package is clean. Nice. Okay. Indirect vulnerabilities. Oops. No, we don't want to log in. Let it be. Uh, but yeah, you get an idea. You can also search for on Sneak website also. Example, let's say, what are the other packages? We have Tailwind CSS, right? Tailwind CSS. Do you think there is any issue? Malicious package. Okay, what there is a material dash tailwind css which is a malicious package, so never ever install this. Okay, never ever install this material dash tailwind css. Yep, that's it. What else we installed? We installed post css, lots of them. I think that is why I don't like this search. So I really find it good to be post css, vulnerability, sneak, and then you directly go to that thing. And yeah, it used to have medium issues. Now it seems to be fixed in the all the latest ones. That's it. Perfect. Okay, no more wasting time on this. F shift has a question. After updating the wheat line, do we run it again? Yes, after you have updated it, run this option, run this command, npm install. Okay, after you have updated it, please run this particular command, npm install, and that will give you a message something like this, that changed 4 packages, audited this, and I mean the numbers may vary. And then you can run npm audit again, and thankfully you should see zero issues in your code, in your libraries. Okay, too much talking there. I think this is the perfect time to take a break right now. We haven't actually started building the project. We were busy solving issues in libraries. We found the ways to solve it. We discussed about the ways to solve these issues. We also drew a diagram, which is what I'm going to leave you all with. Yep. And no, we are not ending the session. We are just taking a quick 10-minute break, 5-minute kind of break, and we'll come back. Just stretch, have some water, and join me back in 5 minutes. I'll keep this open. And if you have any questions, feel free to add them in the chat. As soon as I'm back, we will discuss them. I'm going to stay for 1 minute, see if there are any questions which I have to answer quickly, and then we will take a quick break. Okay, see you in 5 minutes. Hello, 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 and I'm back. Okay, a lot of things have happened. Let me quickly scroll to the chat here. Oh, yes, it is recorded. It gets updated. Thank you so much, Defendant 2511 and Sharpreet 25. Perfect. Okie doke. So, finally, we'll start building something. Let's go to our packages. And I now realize that we actually left installation of Tailwind halfway. So sorry about that. So what we have to do is go back to Tailwind CSS. So we had installed this first line and then we went down the rabbit hole of how to solve vulnerabilities. And I always get my tongue twisted with this word. So we had only done the first line till now. Okay, please listen carefully. We had only done the first line. Now it's time to go for the second line, which is npx tailwind css init space dash p. So let's come back here. Let's paste that in the shell. Okay, shell, shell, very important, shell. And then hit the enter button. Once you have done that, it will say it created tailwind css config file, name of tailwind.config.js. It created a post css config file with the name postcss.config.js. Okay, these are the two things it has done right now. Perfect. Where can you find these files? On your left. On the left hand side, you will have this postcss.config.js. You also have this tailwind.config.js. These are the two things. Perfect. Also, let's go back to Tailwind CSS, and then it says configure your template paths. I pasted the line. If you have pasted this already, then you must already have these two files. You got CSS file but no post. Maybe paste it again and try it, please. Maybe that would help. Okay, and then is config. Also, please make sure that you're not pasting. Actually, it's not. We are not able to copy that. Perfect. Okay. Then we have to go out to our tailwind.config.js, and in the content array, this square bracket, that is an array, and inside that we have to paste these two lines. So let's first find this. So as you can see, I have opened this tailwind.config.js, and there is this content with empty square bracket, empty array. And we come back here, we copy this. Okay, very simple. Copy this, go back and paste it. Okay, I think command v is good. Perfect. So that is the next thing that we have done. Okay, oops, thank god. uh what have we done is basically we have gone to Tailwind CSS, copied the things inside the content array, came back to our replit and pasted it inside this content array. That is all that we have done. Now let's go back to Tailwind CSS. Let's keep scrolling down. Sorry. And it says that in the index.css file, we have to paste these three things, these three lines. Okay. So let's copy that. Let's come back to our Tailwind config. And as you can see, we don't have a index.css file. Okay. We don't have index.css file, but we do have a app.css file. So let's click on that and paste it here in app.css. Okay. I hope that wasn't information overload. Uh, yes, F shift. Yes, yes, yes. Go there. Hi. I am 45145. For some reason in the link, I don't see index.html on right. Okay, I think maybe because you are on this page. Can you click on this framework guides, please? And once you have clicked on that, click on this Vite option. Or you can try opening this particular link that I have shared in chat right now. uh, you have both. No, just put it in index.css. So you have to basically put it at only one place. Anything else that you have in index.css, remove it. Delete everything that you have in index.css and just paste these three lines. The reason why I'm saying is it is going to conflict with some other already available CSS. So I think it's just a good option to not have them. So remove everything in index.css and paste it here. Everyone else, paste it in app.css. Okay. Okay, perfect. Once you have done that, it says run your build process with npm run dev. But for us, thanks to Replit, we have this button, this stop button. So you can click on that stop button, click on it again to reinstall and rerun everything. And once you have done that, okay, also go to your console now. Okay, we were on the shell part. Now go back to your console and you should see this warning. No utility classes were detected in your source files. This is Tailwind's way of telling you that, hey, you have installed Tailwind, but you are not using Tailwind. So let's use it very quickly so that this warning just goes away. Once again, I would request that hopefully you have reached till this part. I'll very quickly recap. Uh, sorry for others, I'm going a bit slow, but we have three sessions, so I think it's a win-win. Uh, we have installed this. We copied this, pasted it on shell here, hit enter, and then we also resolved the vulnerabilities. Then we ran this particular command, which created two files for us: tailwind.config.js and postcss.config.js. Okay. Once it created those files, then inside tailwind.config.js, what we did was we came here and we copied these two lines, index.html and this whole thing. Okay, just copied and pasted it. And then we scroll down and it told us to basically go to this index.css and paste these three lines, copy paste these three lines. But sadly, we did not have index.css. So we copied and pasted it in app.css. Once we did that, then it asked us to run it again. So what we did was we hit the stop button. It gave us the green run button. We clicked on that and that's it. Then we went to console. Okay, we were on shell before. Now we went back to console and you should see this warning. So it's basically Tailwind's way of telling you that you are not using Tailwind to its full capacity, full capability. So let's use it in this h1 that I had written. Okay, if you don't have it, that's fine. You can create a h1 tag. So let me also reduce the size of this so that this thing is better visible. You don't see one? Interesting. I mean, that's fine. All you have to do is basically test Tailwind. So come to your app.css. Sorry, app.jsx. I'm so sorry. App.jsx. And you would be having this main with React and Vite. And I have added a h1. Okay, a h1 and a p tag. These are the two things that I have added. Uh, oh, interestingly, even I don't have a warning anymore. I think it comes and goes quickly. Uh, which is fine. Now, this thing, if you are familiar with HTML, then this looks very similar to HTML, but it is not. It is called as JSX. Okay. JavaScript XML kind of combined together to give this format. uh, Someone, I think it's me, rightly said that if it looks like HTML, it feels like HTML, it works like HTML, it's possibly not HTML, and it might be JSX. So yeah, if I get exit status 1 in the end after running it, like you click on stop and rerun it, I think it's because the resources are not there. Maybe reload the whole page, your replit, and that should work. Okay. Okay, coming back. So you can add a class name here. So once you start adding, it will give you a suggestion. So inside this, you can add something like text dash XL, and you can also give it a color, text dash blue dash 500. If you do this and you go back to the open one, you will see hello world written in blue, which basically means that our whole thing is working fine. Okay, it's working perfectly. We are able to change the color and we are able to increase the font size. We can increase it further. We can increase the text size to, let's say, 3XL. And if you wait enough, it will reload. And as you can see, it's really big. Perfect. Uh, and that is how you add Tailwind CSS and use Tailwind CSS in your project. Now, for the purpose of this project, I am not going to muddy the Tailwind CSS, the app.jsx file. So once everyone has reached till this stage, which again, I think everyone should quickly, uh, F shift 1 2 3 4 5, I would say, like, try reloading the page, or what you can do is from the URL remove everything so that you go to the home page of replit.com, and then try opening your template again. Okay, like, yeah, that would be one thing that I can suggest. Remove everything, go to the home of replit.com, hit enter so that you are on home page. Actually, let me try that. Then go to templates, home page only, scroll down and you should find my repls. If you go to my repls, then I guess you will be able to log in back. And hey, uh no, so actually I'm using the React.js template. So if you have created an account on Replit, then I would say, let me quickly open that in a new tab. Go to the templates option, go to search template, search for React, and choose this particular template, React JavaScript template. Click on use template, and that's how you can choose this particular template. We also added Tailwind CSS, so you can use the Tailwind CSS link that I have shared. So this is how you can add Tailwind CSS. You don't have to run the first two lines for this. You just have to run from second to everything else. And that's it. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to create a new file. The name of this file. So how do you create a new file in Replit? Very simple. You hover on this source folder. You see these three dots, I think it's called as kebab menu, and click on this add file. We will call our this as main page.jsx. Okay. We'll create a file which we'll call as main page.jsx. Now, how does React work? For anyone who doesn't know, the concept of React is break things down into components. Okay. so that there is not a dependency, or one single file is not really big. You break it down as possible. So that is what we are going to do here. We have created this main page.jsx file where we will house our some of our code, at least like the top part. We'll house our top part of code on the main page.jsx file, and this table will create a separate file, and then we'll see how we can import the table from a separate file into our main.jsx. That is the beauty of React, I would say. Break things down into different components. So when you create a new file and it is a React file, okay, we are going to write a React code in this, React.js code in this file. So you need to add some things. Number one is import React from React. First line that you have to add, kind of default. Then you create a function. Let's call it, and the name of this function is very important. And I would say follow this thoroughly. If it is a component, if it's a React code file, okay, if you're going to write some React related code in this file, then ensure that the name of the file starts with a capital letter, the way I have written it, main page M capital, and then use the same name of the file as the name of your component, okay, or your function, as we can say. So the name of this function will be main page, and we are using arrow function. So you can write in JavaScript, as you all know, that you can write functions in two ways. One is this way. You can write, like, ignore the export default part. You can write a function app. Okay, that is one way to write. And the other way, I'll just do a control Z. And the other way to write it is using arrow functions. Okay, so now I'm using arrow functions here. I will add a return and will not add anything else. And how do you export this? Why are we going to export it? Because once we export it from here, then we can import it in other file. The whole idea of export it from here, import it somewhere else. So export default main page. So you can take this as the bare minimum that you have to write to create a React component, kind of. And now in this return, I'll add a bracket and I'll also add a div tag. We are going into the HTML waters here. So inside the div tag, I'll add a h1 tag and I will say hello from main page. Like, this is temporary, I'll remove it, but just to show you that, okay, we have imported it from here. Now how do I import it? Let's go to app.jsx, and the way to import it is you write import name of the file, the name of the function, more like name of the function. The name of the function was main page. And where do I import it from? Which file we are importing it from? Well, it's fairly simple. It's from main page. And you don't need to add the extension. If you are importing JavaScript files, you don't need to add the extension, like .jsx is not needed. But if you're importing something else like a CSS file, then you need to add the extension of it. Okay, now let's come back here and let me remove everything which is inside this main tag, and we will use this component. How do I use a particular component, a particular function, or particular React code? You can do something like this. You can open an angled bracket and then close it by forward slash and close angle bracket. Once you do that, we have successfully imported main page into app.jsx file. And from app.jsx, index.jsx has imported app.jsx, And from index.jsx is how we see this particular page. Okay, so the first file, so the way this whole ecosystem is working of React is the first file that is searched by your Vite compiler. Yeah, kind of, you can say it's kind of a compiler, uh, a server. Okay, your Vite server is searching for the index.jsx file. It searches for that. It sees that it is importing app file, like app.jsx file. So it goes to app.jsx file. It sees that you have written a piece of code, and inside that you are importing main page. So it goes and searches for main page, and then whatever code you have written there, that it shows. We'll also add a few CSS things, okay, to our app. Why are we adding this? Because like, more like, whatever I'm going to add, I'm going to be very sure that this is how you should add it. Why? Because I've already done it once when I was preparing for this session. So I know that this would look good. So, but I'll also show you how I found it. So the first thing is defining the width of this whole thing. So if you go to tailwindcss.com, okay, once you go there, click on this docs option, the documents, the documentation. Docs, click on this search and search for width. Once you search for width, you will find so many things here. Okay, like how do you set a width of something? Let's also search for max width. So it basically is used to set the maximum width of an element. Uh, yeah, like there are so many things that you can find. And again, as I said, I kind of have a good idea of how it should look like. So I'm going to use this max dash w dash 5xl. You don't have to copy it. I mean, it's fairly easy to remember. So we write max dash w dash 5xl. And once you make that change, and interesting. Hmm. Oh, yeah, my bad. So we have added this max width of 5xl, which means that content should not go beyond 5xl. Which, what is 5xl? In CSS terms, it means it should not go beyond 64 rem. Like that's the max width we are assigning to the element. Okay, once, what happened to the, we have deleted it. We have deleted everything. We just created a main page. Inside that we created this component, this main page component, and we have imported it here. Everything else we have deleted. Okay, once you have added this class name of max width, now I want my content to be in the center of the page, I can say. So you can do that by doing mx dash auto, and it has reached the center of the page. Yes, I will show the main page. So main page is very simple, bare minimum thing. Let me see if I can post it in the chat. Yep, I have been successfully able to post it in the chat. So you can directly copy it and paste it in main page.jsx. Okay, coming back. So MX Auto centers everything. I also want to add some margin and padding. Okay. So how do I add some margin and padding? Sorry. Uh, let's go to Tailwind CSS and search for margin. And if you search for margin, you can find these class. So mx, my. We actually added mx right now, right? We added mx dash auto, which center aligned everything. We also want to add some space on top and bottom. So to add that, we can do something called as my dash 4, let's say. If you do this and you come back, as you can see, the content has moved a bit down. We can add more to it, like what are the other options that we have. So on my, we can do my dash 5. uh what's the max number that we can go to? Let's quickly see. Oh, 96. Okay, we can do my-96. That is the maximum, but I think my-96 would be too much. Let's try it to show it to you how it looks like. It would come literally in the center of this current whole screen that I have. So let's not do that. Uh, what's the something kind of lowest, but no. 28 seems fine. At least for now, we can change it definitely. my-28. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what it is going to look like. It is going to start from that particular part. Perfect. Now, moving on to the next part. I think this should be fine. This is enough CSS, at least, to keep the content from where I want till where I want. Okay. What else? What else? What else? Mm, let's go to main page.jsx. And also let's see our diagram. So on the top, there should be this title, this heading, right? Password generator. That should be the title on the top. So let's add that. So instead of hello from main page, we will say password generator. That is what we are going to call it. But it looks too small, too tiny right now. So how do I increase the text size? So let's go here on Tailwind CSS. Now, the reason why I'm going, even though I know what it is called, is to show you of how do you search for something. So let's search for font size. Yeah, font size. So okay, exit status one. Can you post a screenshot of the error that you are getting in the, I think there's a global hack week Discord. Can you post it there? I'm sorry, I did not get your comment. Uh, yeah, for F shift 1 2 3 4 5, can you post it on Discord and maybe, I'm not sure which thing, but just see where you are allowed to post a screenshot of the error that you're getting. Maybe that will give a clear idea. Okay, so password generator, and we have to increase the font size. There are multiple options here. Uh, we can go with this text dash 4 XL. I think that's big enough. So let's go back and we have to add a class name equals text dash 4XL. I think that will make it big enough. Yep, that looks good. But it's still not in the center of the page. There is some space on the left and right, but it's still, this password generator should be in center of the page. So to bring it to center of the page, I know what it is called. You can search for center, and there are so many options to center something. I think you have to do a text center. So if you do a text, like you search for text dash center, you will find these options. Basic usage, the first thing that you find in typography. So you can use this text dash center. So let's come back to our main page, and here let's type text dash center. Hopefully that will align it. Yep, now password generator is exactly in the middle of this big white screen, which is good. Also, let me quickly also change the background. The background is too white. Okay, it's too white. It hurts the eyes. So another reason why I find Tailwind interesting and so good is customizing colors. If you search for customizing colors, then you'll find all these really nice colors, okay, that you can use. To give a color in the background, you can use the let's see. So you can use these names: slate, gray, zinc, neutral, red, orange. Okay, you can use these names. So let's go back to our, okay, I think I have Wi-Fi issue. No, right? I don't know. uh Replit was showing that I have Wi-Fi issue. Let's go back to our app.jsx, and here after my28 I want to give it a background color. Now let me just quickly show you of what happens. So I have given bg-red-700, and what it does is it gives this particular background color to the thing, which is fine. What else? If you go here, there is this red. You can use any other color that you want. I'm going to go with slate 100. I think that looks good. So bg dash slate dash 100, I think that would look good, at least on this. Now my question to all of you is, why is the color being applied only around password generator, and why not everywhere else? And if you want to apply the color of bg dash slate dash 100, how do you do it? Yep, sure. So uh, should I show you app.jsx? Okay, there is an answer because you applied it to the main section only, possibly. uh, let's go. Okay, main page.jsx. Yes. Okay, so one of the options is maybe because we only applied it to the main thing, but main is everything currently in our whole uh, project, you can say. uh, Valik, is this fine? Like, can I switch over to app.jsx because quickly wanted to show? Okay, perfect. So Okay, in app.jsx, you are saying that this, since this is main section, but main is everything right now, because in index.jsx there is nothing else. It says take it over from app, and it app.jsx there's one main section and that's it. Do you think if I change it to div that would work? Oops. If I change it here, I should also change it at the closing, of course. Hmm. Doesn't seem to work. So, kind of homework for all of you, if you are interested in those kind of things. How do you apply that background to the whole page? Okay, not just behind this password dash generator. Okay, with that said, I am going to move ahead and let's change it back to the main. Perfect. Let's go back to main page. Now you have seen how you can increase the font size, and you have also aligned it to the center of the page. Can we make it bold? So let's search for font weight. Okay. So there are these options: font thin, extra light, font light, and so many. So we can go with the font dash medium. Okay, once you do that, you should see that it becomes slightly bold. Okay, there's this message. Sorry, formatting this failed. Got this error in main page. Is this replicated? Yes. When you try to use this formatting, sometime it fails. So I'll show you my trick of doing it. Hopefully, you all will like it. Uh, I absolutely love doing that. So there is this website which is called as prettier.io. Now, anyone who is not familiar with Prettier, it is basically it is also used as an extension to format your code. And I'll share this in the chat. I like it because it also has this try it online option. I use this kind of in every of my uh, GHW streams to format the code. So again, everyone, this is not a part of our stream, but if you want to format your code, make it look a bit nicer, you can copy the whole thing. You can do a control A or command A, then just copy everything. You can do command C or control C. Go over to Prettier, remove everything that they have there, paste your code. Oops, I think I copied the wrong thing. Let me go back and control A, control C, or command A, command C, paste it here. And yeah, then on the right hand side, this is the formatted version of it. How can I say that? Like if you do something like this, wait, it's acting very weirdly for me right now. Okay, maybe when we have more code, I'll show it better. This was a styling fail for me, but I think this is a good, really good formatter to format your code. Once we start adding more code, you will see the importance of it. Okay, so coming back now, we have added this font dash medium to make it slightly bold. Okay, make the font slightly bold. Which font is being used? If you want to check that, you can click on the inspect, right click inspect, select this first option. Uh, it's called as select an element in the page to inspect it. And if you go over there, it will show you what is the color of the font. As you can see, it is saying color as hash 0000, and then font is 36 pixel, UI sans serif system UI, and all that. Okay, so can we make it serif font? Bad idea. Okay, there is a message. Did I? Oh, sorry, I forgot to check that. Which one did you say in the general chat on Discord? Okie doke. Let me try and open it just to have a quick look. Hmm, interesting. Seems like everything is fine with your Ripple, at least on the overview of it. So I am not so sure. Let me see if I can try and run it. Maybe that would give me a better idea. So sorry, everyone else. Meanwhile, I'll just quickly slightly continue. So font medium and okay. So we have added at least the top part, whereas okay, we have added this password generator. Then we have to add a button. Okay, let's add a button. So I'll also add another div tag around this. You will know the reason soon enough. Okay, another div tag. Let me also tell you like quickly. The reason is basically that we are going to divide this page into three elements. Okay, three parts. Part number one would be our generate password button and this password thing. Then part number two can be our add website URL. Save passwords table will be the part three. And so from initially, I want to keep that segregation and division. Okay. So let me go back and also let me check if your replit runs and nope, it seems like it is not running, at least for me. Hmm, interesting. I am so not sure why it is not running. Can you create a new REPL? A completely new REPL. After this, we'll have a 2 hour break and the video will be on YouTube. You can follow the YouTube video to basically go through the steps again. Maybe that would help you out. I'm so not sure. And even I'll try to debug during the break and see if I can figure it out why it's not working. If someone else is able to figure it out, thank you so much. Okay, so I have created this div tag. I have added this another div tag, opening there, closing it here. Inside this, let's add the button. So you do a opening bracket button, close angle bracket, and inside this you can call it generate password. Okay. Once you have done that, go back and you will see something which if you have like if you take a mouse over it, it kind of shows that it changes from a normal cursor to a pointer, but it's still not like a button. So how do I make it like a button? So you can do something like class name equals what we need to do. We first need to give it a background. So bg dash let's say teal dash 900. Where this teal come from? Remember customizing colors? there is a teal there. So that's the first thing. Okay, it looks bad. What else? Now we have given it a background color of teal, but I want the text color to be something lighter. If the background is dark, the idea is that the text color should be lighter. Then we can go with teal 200 maybe. Okay, perfect. So now it should be visible. Okay, at least till now we have given it a background color and we have changed the text color. What else? We need to add some space, okay, around it. So we can do multiple things. First, let's add some padding. So padding, I add a X padding of 4. So now there is some space on the X axis, left and right. There is some space. What about top and bottom? Can we add that? So PY, I would say more space on top and bottom. This is too much of space, but I think it's fine. Okay. Okay, no, it's not fine, frankly. Uh, we can do a PY of 5, I think. Yep. Okay. What's the next thing that we want? The edges. They are too sharp right now. The generate password part. You mean the button? The button is not working for you? Okay, doc. Which I am no so not sure. Uh, maybe post it in. Is there not a GHW chat? Okay, doc. Let me quickly see. So there's a security week channel. So see if you have access to that. Please post it on that security week channel. That I think would be relevant to everyone here too. Okay, so button class name background teal text teal px, that is x axis. We gave some space on the x axis, we gave some space on the y axis, so top and bottom. The I was talking about the edges being too corner, like too sharp it seems. Let's give it more like a button feel, and to do that you can change the edges. So you can do something called as a rounded. Let's go to customizing and then you can see what it looks like. If you do a rounded, this is how sharp it will look like. Rounded MD, it's more curved. LG, it's of course more. Full is basically a circle. So you can use it to create these pill buttons. Okay, and if you don't want any rounded, so you can do a rounded none. And you can also decide on which edges do you want it to be rounded. Okay, for me, I think a rounded LG is going to look good enough. So let me add that rounded dash LG. Okay, so if I do that and see, okay, it's now slightly taking shape. The problem is it's too much on the edge. Can we make the element it on hover or something? We can change the color on hover definitely. So I mean, I'll not go as far as making it elevated, but I can show you how to make change color on hover. So on hover, I want the color to slightly change to from 900 to maybe 800. If you do this and now if you hover over it, there is a slight change, not very noticeable. So maybe try, let me try and change it on hover to 700. So now as you can see, it's more noticeable. Okay, what else can we do? uh, shadow. So if you go back and search for shadow, not showdown, shadow, then you will find these drop shadow things. Okay, what does a drop shadow look like? Okay, something like this. What about just shadow? Does is it not a thing anymore? Oh yes, box shadow. So you can do something like this. Okay, looks cool, right? Okay, I'm going to literally copy this. Shadow dash LG shadow dash blue dash 500 by 50. And let's see how it looks like. I have pasted that. Okay, it's a blue shadow. Can we change it to a teal? Okay, that's what it looks like. I think I have made a mistake by adding the background color on this thing. Or maybe let me py-28. Hmm. And px-5. Okay, I'm just like checking something. Okay, not a good idea. Okay, let's go back to our app.jsx and let's remove the background color till we figure out how we are going to basically add a background on the whole page. Also, now I realize that my time is up for this session. We have successfully created at least one thing. We have created the button of generate password. We have not added the functionality or anything, but please do come back for the part 2 of this session and we will continue there. I have two queries right now. Number one is, oh, for the password generator, I would say you're missing text dash. You have a space there. So there is a text dash for Excel. You're missing that dash there. This was by Valik. Yep. So I think that is the error there. At least that's what it looks like. Everything else seems to be fine. Okay. But yeah, I think this is the perfect time to take a break here right now and let me get, like, we'll meet again in basically approximately 2 hours. It's not fixing it. Have you added Tailwind CSS? Also, can you share the link to your REPL? I think that would be the best way to quickly check it out. So just copy paste the link to your REPL. Yep, perfect. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for pairing with me for 2 hours. I think we had fun. Can you paste it in? Sorry, Vali, can you paste it in Discord chat because I cannot copy it from here. Sorry, and see you all again in approximately 2 hours. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, just hold on to it. We'll be back. Okay, and we'll continue building this whole project. Thank you so much, everyone. See you later. Bye bye.